Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of our Biz Besties segment on My Line Purpose, the podcast. I am your co-host, Nicole.
And I'm Kayla.
We're so excited to bring you behind the scenes in these conversations of all of the things that we talk about together when we're building out our business, along with all of the other women who we get to support to start and grow and build up their businesses. And for this very first episode, we thought we would get right into it. A conversation that we have with so many people that lots of people come to us for is how do I generate my first six figures in my business? So without putting a timeline on it, we're not saying like in 6 months or in a year. We're just saying like, how would it feel to know that your business can generate $100,000? And so today we're going to talk about what we're each super passionate about when it comes to that, the strategy and the mindset. So Kayla, let's dive into it. We know that mindset is huge in business, and it will only take you so far. We need actual strategy, actual systems to get this thing up and running, to take it beyond a vision in our mind and get it out there for it to work for people. And you are the strategy queen. You are. So what would you say if we were to say 5 strategies that get you to 100K in your business? What would be one of the first strategies that you think is super important for women to have?
Okay. The path to 100,000. We're talking about numbers right off the bat. We're taking action right off the bat because that's what I'm all about. And mindset. I think we have to talk about pricing right away.
Okay.
We're talking numbers. Let's get right into numbers.
Okay. Can I price something at $11 and get to 6 figures?
Okay. Well, you can. It depends on how much volume you want to do. So if you have a very small following and you have big dreams and your mindset is dialed, but you want to charge $11, I have my calculator here. You know, it's a coaching call when I have the calculator out.
I might say your mindset's not dialed if you're afraid to charge more than $11.
Yeah. You're going to do 100,000 divided by 11. And that means you're going to have to make 9,090 sales in your business to get to $100,000. Okay. That's a lot of sales coming in the door. So that's how we find out if your pricing is going to work. If you price something at $1,000, you need 100 sales to get to $100,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When we talk about pricing in terms of a strategy, and people are like, we get asked this a lot. How do I know how much to charge? How do I know what price point to put on this? Is there a black and white answer to that?
No. And some people argue like, well, the market will only hold so much. Well, like, I guess so, but you could argue that. But then what happens? Like, how do you back the companies like, for example, Supreme? You know how Supreme charges like some incredible amount of money because they have a really small amount of inventory?
I don't even know what Supreme
And they're
is.
super cool. Oh, it's a whole thing.
Oh.
Okay. Or for example, this mug that I have. I love this mug, and this mug is about $60. Do people pay $60 for coffee mugs? Some people would say, no, they do not. But this person who handcrafted this mug was 100% behind it and said, this is worth $60. And I said, I love this mug so much. I think it is.
Yeah.
So we're living our best life over here. And so is Wicked Wanda, and who made this mug. And she priced that mug that way. Point of this long story short is that if you price things at a small price point because you're scared to charge more, you need to do your money mindset work and incrementally price things a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit higher, expand so that it's not so hard for you to get to 100K.
Absolutely. This is a shameless plug that we did not talk about at all, but I think it pairs really well with the conversation of when we have people sign up for Align Business School, we suggest that they also dive into our money courses, because it's one thing to build a business, but if you don't have your money mindset dialed, that's why oftentimes with certain launches and certain times that people get into Align Business School, we'll say, would you benefit from having Manifesting Millions, Manifesting Money Masterclass? Will that truly support your growth of your business? Okay, let's bundle them together and make it happen. Because you can have the vision to have a business. Where we're
Mhm.
seeing lots of people get caught up in is, oh, but the price tag. It's like, okay, well, we can work on that.
Yeah, we can work on that because we know if you offered it for free,
Mm.
what kind of issues would you have? Like, you would probably be telling everyone and your neighbor and their friend and plastering it all over the internet, "Come and do this thing totally for free." Okay? If that is the case, we know you have a pricing mindset block, and we will work
Yeah.
on that inside of our programs. And for here, no, when you're doing the math, do the math.
Yeah.
Do the math on your goals.
Okay. So,
Okay.
first strategy that somebody can put into place when they're building their business to get to 100K is that the strategy of pricing.
Okay. Tell me what's a mindset piece that people can put into place to move towards 100K in their business?
Oh my gosh. One of the first thing that comes to mind, and it's a conversation that we've been having actually with our platinum experience students, which is like the next level up from Align Business School. And it's interesting that it's the next level up and the fears still exist, right? We're
Mhm.
always working on our fears. And this conversation around, are you setting yourself up with the vision that allows you to step into the next version of yourself? So, the mindset of the business owner who has a six-figure business is most likely has different visions and different things that you're manifesting and calling into your life desires than you might currently have right now. And what we're seeing is that some people are blocked from making their vision board, journaling out their desires, making a mind movie, doing these things that, for me seem like fun. I love creating that stuff, but I also love creating like a vision to have, and I'm clear on my vision. So I think where a lot of people could benefit from in terms of their mindset to get to that next phase is paint the picture of what your life will be like when you are a business owner with a six-figure business. So what will be different for you? Will you still surround yourself with the same people? Will you
Mhm.
still read the same books? Will you still shop at the same shops? Will you still drink the same coffee? Like, what will be different about your life? Can you start to visualize that and put it in some sort of visual components so that you have it so that when your mind, those little gremlins come in and they're like, oh, you're never going to get to six figures and you're going to be trapped here and you're going to be stuck at your 9 to 5, you can remind yourself, oh, yeah, this is a nasty thought cycle that I'm in right now, but I actually have something that feels
Mhm.
better than this that I can go to. But if you don't take the time to create the mind movie, the vision board, the script, whatever it is for yourself, then you're going to feel trapped because you're
Yeah,
not
and you don't
allowing
know where
yourself
you're
to go
going.
yeah, you're not allowing yourself to go somewhere different.
You know what I think is really fun about this too? Sometimes
Mm.
you can look ahead and say, okay, if I had my own business that was generating seven figures or six figures in revenue, what would that look like? What would I be doing differently? You can ask yourself, what can I start to do right now to get in that energy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think creating the mind movie or the vision board or the script or whatever it is gives you a little bit of permission to say,
Mhm.
why do I have to
Why am
wait
I
to have
waiting? Yeah.
yeah, why do I have to wait? Like, couldn't I go do that now?
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe you can't go buy the car right now or buy the outfit right now. You could go try it on. You could
Yeah.
go take it for a test drive. There's things at our fingertips that are available right here, right now to allow our RAS, our reticular activating system, to get into like, oh, yeah, I'm going to put that into my web of what I
Mhm.
noticed. Oh, yeah, I do want to focus on surrounding my circle of influence with people who are having different conversations. You might
Mhm.
not be in the circle having the different conversations yet, but if you start to focus on that, that's what you want, all of a sudden you'll be invited to a networking event or
Yeah.
whatever it is, and it all just starts to unfold. So I think everything we're talking about sounds very like simple and like of course to you and I. And I think that it's because we have been doing this work. And if we stopped doing this, then we feel the repercussions of that. It's not like you make a vision board once and then never go back to it again.
Mhm.
You match those visions and then you do something differently. So I think the first mindset piece to have when doing this is really creating the next level vision for yourself. It's not the be all end vision. It
No,
might
it's
not be
just the
your
next
vision.
thing.
Yeah, it might not be your vision in 10 years. So let's just focus on the next vision. So, with that, now let's go back to you. What's a second strategy that people can really anchor into to feel like, okay, yeah, I can do this. I can build my business to $100,000?
Okay, here it is. Time blocking. We've all heard about time blocking before. You're going to do it this time. So you're going to open up your calendar and you are going to schedule in time to work on your business, work on it. So, where you're not interrupted by all sorts of client stuff going on, where you're not interrupted by your family and your friends and your phone and your da 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 da. You're going to put your phone on do not disturb. You're going to focus on your business. And Nicole, when you were talking about the vision piece and how there are things that we could do right now, and I was thinking about what's next, action, time blocking. What if you're listening to this right now, you're in your 9 to 5, and you say to yourself, I'm going to go down to 80% at my job. So I'm going to take every Friday off,
Mm,
and I'm going to time block that Friday to work on my business.
yep. Mhm.
What difference would it make to put 8 hours a week into your own business compared to into somebody else's business? So, like, just answer that. What difference would it make? I want everyone
Oh,
who's listening to think about that.
and the power in that to
Mhm.
step into that identity that when your friends, your family, your colleagues, your peers are like, "Oh, you're going down? What are you going to do with that free day?" "Oh, I'm building my business." Like
Yeah,
owning that. You
yeah,
are a business owner, you're carving out the time. Like, yeah, sure, you could find 8 hours in the evenings and on weekends, or you could say, "You know what? I'm treating my business like a business.
yeah,
Like
I'm gonna
I'm working it."
prioritize what I want.
Yeah, I think that's so great. Why do you think people avoid time blocking? Because we
Well,
know people avoid it. It's like it
yeah,
happens all the time. We'll spend a year with somebody and be like, "You're still not blocking time in your calendar." Like they'll do it for a month maybe and then be like, "Well, then things got in the way." Why are people letting things get in the way?
I think there's lots of reasons that I could come up with off the top. But part of it is something that you have talked about in other podcasts before, is people are more serious about a commitment that they make to someone else than the
Mhm,
commitment they make to themselves in general. Like, this is kind of how humans are wired, most of us. And so when we make that commitment to ourself to build our own business, but then we have competing needs from our employer, from our kids, from the neighbors, from your phone, which is like a huge one, that notifications on your phone just pulling your focus away minute after minute after minute, second after second. It's really hard to prioritize what you truly want. And then you're in the proof cycle of not getting what you want because you didn't truly prioritize it,
mm,
and then you're like, "Oh, I feel defeated because I'm not getting what I want, and so I'm gonna prioritize something else that feels better for the hit of dopamine, notifications, whatever it is," and we're going in a circle. So if you notice yourself doing that, you can step outside of that habit circle by having someone that you know in your life who also wants to have a business, let's say, for example. And if you're like, I don't know anyone like that, come and join us in the collective, our free membership, and we'll hook you up with someone who also wants to have a business. And then you can text that person and say, okay, today's my business building day. This is what we do in all of our programs. You have your accountability
mm.
buddy, text the person, let them know it's my business building day. And top three things you're going to get done today so that you can actually work on your business.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to add one piece to that, and it's like ties into so many things, but I really feel it tying into why am I not sticking to business building?
Mm.
Why am I not making the money I want to make in my business? So much of this comes down
Yeah.
to worthiness.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's
Am
like,
I
are
am
you
I worthy
yeah.
of taking time to build out my dream?
Yeah, it's like,
The answer is yes.
are you afraid that you're gonna fail in that case? I think it's more likely that you're afraid that you're not worthy of what you want.
Mm,
When we really strip down the layers, it's like putting yourself first, and ultimately, having a business is not really about putting yourself first. Spoiler alert. I mean, following your dreams are great, and the people that you get to serve in your business,
yeah.
that's who gets to come first, and that's who's waiting for you to step into this and really make the transformation so that they can work with you too. They don't
Mm,
even know they need you yet. You haven't even met them yet. Think of all the people out there who are gonna be transformed by your business when you get your butt in gear.
absolutely.
Okay. Did we say this is a tough love pod at the beginning? I don't know, but it is. Okay. Okay, tell me the next mindset move.
Okay, this is a big one. And it's an identity shift.
Okay, yeah.
And it's an identity shift of going from not even saying it, I think it's a belief of how we identify,
Mhm.
of I identify as an employee
Mhm.
versus I identify as an entrepreneur. And
Mm.
some of the big things here are like blessing and curses. So, what I think from the outside looking in at entrepreneurs, it's like, oh, they get to create their own time schedule. That sounds epic. Guess what? You've got to schedule the time that you're going to sit down and build your business.
Mhm.
Because otherwise, every day could become, well, I'll just lay on the beach, I'll go for a walk, I'll sleep in, I'll scroll social media. And next thing you know, you haven't set your own hours, like Kayla just mentioned.
Mhm.
And now you're wondering, like, how the heck to keep going. Another mindset shift is the making your own money piece, from the outside looking in, like, oh, look at them. There's no cap on their ceiling of what they can earn. Guess what? We have no plan B over here. We're all in on plan A, my line purpose, which means we generate our cash flow because if we don't, then we have no money coming in. Well, I mean, not that we don't have money coming in, multiple streams of income. We're big believers in that.
Yeah.
However, this is our main source of income of how we generate cash flow every single month.
Mhm.
And that requires us to have an entrepreneurial mindset. Nobody's giving me a paycheck. I'm giving myself the paycheck.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think that that's a big thing. And then the like, you and I heard this on a podcast and then we were talking about it before, but when you work for somebody, especially for, a lot of the women that we're working with are our age roughly, so mid to late 30s, early 40s, we've all been pretty established in the working industry. It's not
Mhm.
like, we just came out of college or high school or something. We've all had our foot in the door of working. And so if you've been an employee for at least a decade, if not longer, you might have this employee mindset that says like, okay, I know that I'm worthy of and capable of earning 60, 70, 80, 90, 100K.
Mhm.
And then you transfer that over into being an entrepreneur and you're almost still capping yourself as if like, well, if I made 70K as an employee, then I could make 70K as an entrepreneur. But it's like, but what if you doubled that? What if you tripled that?
Yeah.
And what if right away you don't make that because you're expecting it to come as easily as your paycheck did?
Yeah. Absolutely. There are so many different money up levels when it comes to your own money freedom.
Mhm.
Like, there's the downfall of being in total control and the upside of being in total control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
You get
think
to
that
choose.
you get to choose.
Yeah.
And I think some mindset work that for those of you listening, if you are somebody who like really likes to take action and you're listening to this podcast and you're maybe frantically taking notes and thinking, okay, I've got to go schedule in my work hours and I've got to create a vision board and like, what do I do about this identity piece? Well, ask yourself, like, who am I when I am the owner of my business? Like, how are you different than perhaps the employee for the company or the corporation that you worked for or whatever you were? I was teacher, Kayla was fundraiser. So it's a very different hat now to be like, oh, now I'm business owner. I'm
Mm.
leader, stepping into leadership role.
Mhm. Okay. I have another one. An action side, something that you can do on your path to 100K
Mm,
is we all have to do our own marketing as business owners. And in the beginning, you're probably wearing all the hats and you're probably doing the marketing, and it probably feels really overwhelming. Like, should I
mm,
be on Pinterest? Should I be on TikTok? Should I be on Instagram? What do I do on Facebook? What is a Facebook group? How do I organize that? Blah, blah, blah. Like, can I get hands up if you've thought this before? Yeah. So, this is our hot tip for managing this overwhelm. Use Canva, create your reel videos, reels, or however you want to post, and then post them across all the platforms. Now, Nicole is in charge of this in My Line Purpose, so I'm going to hand it over here. But I see Nicole doing this really well, doing something one time and repurposing it like 10 times.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm also in the belief that fish where the fish are. So, post having at least one spot is really good. And then if you're kind of like, so fish for the fish are is one mindset, and then like two birds, one stone is the other. It's like, well, if you already have the thing created and you already have a profile somewhere else, here's my hot tip. Post it on the first platform first. So for us, I always post on Instagram. That's our pond.
Mhm.
And then what I do from there is, well, a lot of our reels and graphics and stuff I'll do in Canva. So it's owned by Canva. It's not watermarked. And when I say watermarked, that means it doesn't have a Instagram or TikTok or YouTube symbol anywhere on it. So I'll
Mhm.
post it on Instagram first, and then I will download the video without the sound. So I use what's a trending audio sound on Instagram, and then I copy paste the caption. And then I go over to Facebook and I go into my Align Purpose page and I click Reels and I upload the video there. And then I click trending audio and I see what's trending on Facebook and I match the audio there, copy paste. Okay, post the reel there. Then I go to TikTok. I open up for TikTok. I upload the video. I see what's the trending audio here. Oh, it's different than the other two platforms. I click the audio, I adjust the controls, copy paste hashtags, or I'm using same hashtags everywhere. Okay, boom, there. And then I go to YouTube, and YouTube's a little bit different in that your caption can't be as long. You can only have 100 characters. So typically, like a longer title. I upload the video there, find the trending reel, and I take the first 100 characters or something that sounds catchy and upload it. Beyond that, I don't really go looking around to see like who watched on YouTube or who's looking at it on TikTok. All I know is I've done my work of cross promoting, pollinating, putting the thing everywhere for people to see. And over time, if it leads to one person coming from YouTube to our Instagram and one person coming from TikTok to our email list and whatever it is, then fine. At max, that takes me 10 minutes. Max.
Right. So, okay. And we prioritize Instagram because that's what we are both on and we like using. And that's our social media platform of choice for our age group, our audience, etc. And that is where you're in the direct messages. So we
Absolutely.
say on our podcast, we say like in whatever we're doing, if you want to get a hold of us, message us in Instagram, DM us,
Mhm.
because we actually are in our DMs. Nicole will say, somebody has a question for you. Can you pop over and listen? I just hop over to the Instagram and do whatever I have to do. So if you need to talk to us or you have questions about this, you can DM us in Instagram. The reason why we haven't outsourced our social media marketing at this point is because we've outsourced lots of other things. We
Yeah.
know that we want to be connected. This is the type of business we have. We want to be connected with our people. We want to be connected with current clients and future clients and helping people and supporting people through Instagram. So we make our reels from the heart and we do DMs and it's actually us.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
like being on Instagram. I
Yeah.
I'm on there anyway for my own life. Like that's I just enjoy being on there. And so why would we hand that off to somebody? It's like, it I think as business owners, this is a whole other podcast, but really understanding like what is your zone of genius and what do you
Mhm.
like doing? Like, talking about you owning our emails. You love
Mhm.
writing, you're good at it. Why would we pay for somebody else to write our copy when you are so good at copy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It lights me up. And you're good at copy too. Sometimes I just cut and paste that right over. So there you go. Okay. So pick your system, at least focus on one. If you're
Mhm.
feeling overwhelmed, just do one thing.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
be on Instagram. Or if you really like Facebook, be on Facebook. Or let's say you get a lot of people paying attention to you on LinkedIn, just be on LinkedIn. And
Mhm.
once you get all the things rolling, you can repurpose.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
repurpose, but, don't spread yourself too thin and think
Mhm.
about, like, what's actually important and
Mhm.
what's generating a sale.
Yeah, exactly. Back to the
Mhm.
dollars. Okay, tell us the fourth mindset hack.
I think it's only the 3rd.
All right, tell us the third then.
Okay. The third one, which is very similar to the second one, where we talked about shifting
Mhm.
from employee to entrepreneur, this is shifting into the full identity of business owner versus like entrepreneur. And I recently did a podcast on this as well. And I'll keep this really short and sweet is that for a lot of you listening, you're starting off, you're brand new. And like Kayla just mentioned, you're wearing all the hats, you're doing all
Mhm.
of the things. And eventually, when you get to 100K or you're getting close to 100K in your business, you will probably start to feel a little bit of overwhelm because
It's
you're obviously
possible.
generating a lot of business to be generating 100K in your business. And so, with that, being mindful of, okay, what would I like to hand off and when? and to who. And so thinking about if straight admin support is the first thing you want to hand off, who are you hiring to do your admin support and how often do you want to hire them and what are you going to pay them? That's a little bit of a shift from now not only identifying as an entrepreneur, but I am a business owner and stepping into that leadership role of now you're
Mhm.
leading somebody else. You're telling them how much work you need done, how you want it done, doing it your way, painting the vision. And I think that really is for a lot of business owners, that's part of your grander vision of growing your business to that point, and also realizing that that's a mindset shift. That
Mhm.
is really going to require you to step up with your communication, with your boundaries, knowing what's okay, what's not okay, and being able to verbalize that. And so I think starting to get into that practice sooner than later.
Mhm.
Starting to get into that practice with your clients of verbalizing your boundaries, of verbalizing your time commitments, of, yeah, really knowing what's okay, what's not okay.
I love
Okay.
that one. Okay.
Fourth strategy from you.
Okay, this one's a good one. It's about collecting social proof that what you're offering is actually working.
Mm,
And that is a way of saying testimonials, but you can collect it through social proof of people. You could text someone, give them some warning in advance, and text them and say, how has my program or my service or whatever you're doing, your product, changed your life? And then they can text you back and let you know. And you can screenshot that and use that as a testimonial. There you go. Just use that. Maybe like marker out their name. You know how you can do that on your app,
mhm,
on the edit function on your phone if they want to be anonymous. And then you can put that into your stories and you have social proof. Now, the next level of this social proof thing is, let's say you would like to fill up a program. And your goal is to have a community of about 10 people in this program together, working through the material that you've given them and having these conversations. And you're doing your launch, and 6 people show up and pay, and you're like, "Oh, I was really hoping for 10 people so that we could round out this whole experience." You
mm,
could think of 4 people who you could grant this experience to in exchange for social proof. So in the beginning of your business, when you're all like, you're scrappy and you're gritty and you're making it happen, occasionally you have to give to get. So maybe you're going to say, okay, I know this friend who's watching what I'm doing, who's showing up to my stuff. Maybe they can't afford it, or maybe they can and they haven't made the leap, or maybe they just need to have that conversation with me to make it happen. So you're having those conversations and you're giving people the opportunity to pay to be in your program. You're having those conversations to say, are you interested in this? Why haven't you joined us? Can you please give me some feedback so I know for next time? Maybe they say, I'd love to, but I don't have the money to do that right now. I'm focusing on doing something else. You could say, okay, I would love to have you anyway in an energy exchange for some social proof. So it's a 5 module program. Every module, can you please send me a quick text? I'll prompt you about what about this module was a game changer for you.
mhm.
And
Or
there you
share to
go.
your stories like,
Share it
hey,
to your
each
stories.
week
Yeah.
could you share that you're participating in my program in exchange for being there?
Yeah. So that's my tip. Social proof is really important that your program is actually changing people's lives, and you can grant the experience to a certain amount of people. And you can ask them to keep it confidential. And you could also see someone who maybe is younger than you are, or is from a different background or something like that. And you're like, wow, I think this would really change their life to have access to this. Open your heart and offer it to them from a place of love, from a place of support. And then if they say yes, they want to be part of it, you can ask them and say, okay, upfront, I'm gathering social proof about this program and I would love to have your take on it so that it can inspire other people to join us. And how you can do that is reply to my text or share it to your stories once a week or whatever you want to ask them to do. And you be really clear as the leader of your business. This is what I'm asking of you. In exchange, come and be part of my program.
Yep. Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep. So good.
Okay. What's the next mindset one?
It's money. We've got to talk money. The
It's always
money
money.
mindset is the real deal. And I think it weaves itself into every aspect of
Mhm,
business
mhm,
because,
mhm.
as we are often known for saying, if your business isn't making money, it's a passion project. And while it's very okay to have a passion project, I really would love to pick up my ukulele.
What?
Yeah, I would. I have my ukulele. I bought it in Hawaii. I love it. It's authentic. And I'm like, okay, I really want to pick that up with no desire to make a business out of it.
Mm.
So, like, really differentiating, like, what is your passion projects and what do you want to be your business? And so, we want to be clear that a business makes money. And so, your money mindset has to be dialed. And what we talk about in our original money course that kicked off our whole entire company 3 years ago, we talked about having clarity around what you want with your money, believing that what you want is available to you, worthiness around your money, and the energy of money. And so, if you are not clear on that
You're
money is
amazing
energy,
for
what's that?
you're amazing for remembering all the titles of the modules.
Oh, thank
I
you.
mean, we have taught it 6 times, and it's still great that you can pull that right out of the air. Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like, yeah, it starts with knowing that money is energy. So for
Mhm.
those of you listening, you're like, WTF, what do you mean money is energy? Okay, money is energy. We're not going to teach you that right now, but you go explore that. What does that even mean? And then once you have this deep belief that money is energy, do you believe that you are worthy of receiving it? Do you believe you can generate it within your business? Do you have this money mindset dialed? And what we're hearing from a lot of people in our programs is that you might have a vision and a dream for the type of money that your business is going to make. And guess what? Your partner, your
Mm.
family might not be on board, or they may not understand, or
They might not believe it.
they might not believe it. So your money mindset has to be dialed. It has to be so strong.
Mhm.
So we really, really want people to focus on that. Once again, that's why we say, if you're going to take Align Business School, do you need to take Manifesting Money Masterclass? That's why when people come into Platinum Experience, it's an all access pass. We're like, here, you need Align Business School. You need all of our money courses. You need everything. You get everything for the year that you're with us, because this work is going to change how you see yourself as a business owner and how you receive money.
Mhm.
So, money mindset, that is a mindset shift. And if you're like, okay, but what can I do right now? Well, I would encourage all of you to go write down all of the things that you believe about money, making money in your business. And if they're all feel good beliefs, like, yes, I can get on board with all of this, amazing. You don't have any work to do. And if some of the things that you believe are like, it's going to be hard and I don't think it's possible, and how will I match my salary? Then there, okay, I got some money mindset to work on.
Okay. My last system is about having actual systems in your business. And yes, we talk about this in Align Business School. And yes, we'll talk about this on future podcasts, I'm sure, because it's one of my deep, deep passions. But it's having the online structure set up so that you can welcome people into your online front door. That would be your main website. You can invite them to be part of your community through your email list. And
Mm.
then you can get in touch with them through your email list, and you have a place where they can read what you would like to offer, and they can click pay and buy it from you. So these are all things that we need to get to 100K. If you want to start off super, super scrappy and you're just like, okay, I need something in place to be able to accept money, you could have this is how you could do it for free. You could have a free Instagram page. And then you could send people to a Calendly booking link. They could book with you for 15 minutes or something and talk about your program.
Mm.
And then you could then send them like an invoice on Stripe or something like that. And Stripe is free. You just pay the fee after somebody pays. So you could do it like that. And if you're in this for the long run, and this is not just I think I want to do this for like 5 minutes and then do something else, then it's time to look into a website host provider to get a URL to which means like myalignedpurpose.com is ours to set up a way that you can communicate with people through an email list. We recommend if you don't have it integrated into your website, maybe you want to add on Flowdesk or ConvertKit. And then you can sell things if your website's on Squarespace or Wix. There's usually like an e-commerce platform. Ours is Kajabi, and I love how Kajabi does all the things you need it to do. We
Mm.
can talk about that more on another one, another pod. And then you're going to give people the information, which is usually just on a landing page. And you can type out what you're offering and then a button that says sign up here. And if you do payment plans, you could do that on Stripe, like set up the two invoices. But usually, if you're going to do it on your website, like Squarespace or Wix or whatever, it lets you in the back end set up the two payment plans and then charge people from there. And they don't even see Stripe.
Mm.
It's just like the website providers want you to use their product. That's how
Yeah.
they make money. So they want it to be easy. So if you come up against, like, "Oh, I'm trying to set this up and I don't know what to do," here is the biggest tip that's in the whole world. Just type it into Google. How do I set up an offer on Squarespace? And then up it comes exactly how to do it step by step, usually like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's all set up so that you can do it. If you want to hire someone to do that, okay, go for it. And consider you don't really need it all to look exceptional before you take all your money into your business. You just need a
Mm.
way that people can find you and pay for what you're offering.
Mm. Mhm.
Okay. There's
I
so
love
much to be said on this.
Yeah, I love that final system piece. You just gave so much away, like such
That's how
great
it is.
information. Okay, the last mindset
Mhm.
tip that I have for somebody to work towards getting to 100K in their business is to love your product,
Oh,
to
this is the
love
pièce
it.
de resistance.
Yeah, yes. This is like go back to the drawing board if you're like, "I kind of think
It's
it's
okay.
okay. Yeah, maybe I would buy it." If you're like, I put it out there and I don't know, I don't really have time to perfect it. It's crickets." Guess what? Back to the drawing board. Go back until you're like, "This is the fucking best thing on planet Earth. I can't wait to put it out there. People are going to love this." You're loud and proud about it. We're not hiding. We're not behind any
Yeah.
doors being like, "Yeah, I kind of talk about manifesting and business and whatever else." If you write books, call yourself an author. If
Yeah.
you teach astrology, call yourself an astrologer. If you create candles, tell everybody you're a candle maker. Like, be loud and proud about what it is that you do and make it your identity.
Yes. Okay, and the thing that I want to say about this, 100% for sure, is that, um, you're going to back your own product, that's one thing, but you don't have to make it perfect.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
There's 2 it's not like, "Oh my god, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life because it's absolutely perfect, tied up with a bow, ready to go, already done," and then somebody just has to click buy, and it's perfect now. No, 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 no. Not that kind of love.
I mean, I'm not a perfectionist by nature, so I don't even really identify with that feeling. But I think it's this idea of, well, it's never going to be quote unquote perfect. So
Yeah.
everybody who's trying to aim for perfect, it's just you won't get there. But it's like
You're gonna
what
be aiming
is
forever.
is it exciting and is it going to provoke transformation if say if it's a service and say it is a candle, like maybe candles don't transform our lives, but maybe there's the difference between like the dollar store candle and like lit soy candles. And why would people run and line up to pay $40 for a lit soy candle when you could pay $4.99 for a dollar store one? Well, it's the energy. It's the she loves her product. It's the way she puts it out there. It's the way she talks about it, the way other people talk about it, the social
It's
proof,
the
the
way that
smell.
it's like the wooden wick crackles and how
Yeah.
she uses soy wax so it doesn't burn black, so it's really clean, and the beautiful scents that she does them all in. Okay, that's
Yeah.
why.
That's
Uh,
why.
yeah,
And it's like she does that. We don't we're not
we're not
even
sponsored,
we're
but we'd
not
like to be.
yeah, we're not sponsored. And we don't even know her actual business making mindset. But if we had to guess, it's that we know that she loves and backs her own product.
Yeah,
That energy is infused in her work.
yeah, I bet if you go to the owner of Lit Soy Candles house, she has her candles burning. I bet you can smell it down the street.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is exactly it. It's like, when people say if you're like doing some sort of network marketing business, say it's Arbonne. I love Arbonne. It's not my bread and butter. It's not my first way of generating money. So if you come to my house, you're not going to see like Arbonne soaps and Arbonne whatever. I
Mhm.
have the certain Arbonne products that I love.
Yeah.
Now, if I was all in on my Arbonne business, you better believe that when you come over, I'd be like, here, want a fizz stick? When you go to my bathroom, there'd be Arbonne soap. Like
Mhm.
everything would be my business. It would be my products because I would be like, yeah, I believe this so much. When you're half in with something, then your results are half in with it. We're all in with My Aligned Purpose with these programs.
Mhm.
So that's how we show up.
Yeah. We know that they're going to transform the way your life is from having your 9 to 5 to building your business to getting to your first 100K, which takes a lot of experimenting and following what we talked about today and showing up again and again and again. And you're like, okay, by this time you have a proven concept and you're off to the races. You're making more
Mhm.
than 100. Once you make 100K, you can make more than 100K.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And just to speak to the not perfect piece, but like done and believing in what you're doing. For
Mm,
example, I've been posting reel after reel every day right now for our countdown. So when you're hearing this before obviously it's released. And Kayla sent me a message the other day and was like, "Hey, did you notice this?" And in the Canva template, it says like what, add heading or something.
add a
It
heading.
says
Yeah.
add a heading. I did not see that. It's like my eyes glazed over it. And I thought, well, I've already posted this on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I could go take that all down, redo it in Canva, and then upload it to all these things. And then I was like, fuck that. The message is there. I
Yeah.
back the message. And so, yeah, it says add heading, but like, we're not perfect. I'm not so it's like noticing when, yeah, are you still getting the message across? Is the transformation still available to somebody? If it says add heading, yeah, maybe it still says that, but the person's still going to get the thing. So we really want you to know that perfectionism is not what we're asking of you here. We're
Mhm.
asking you to love your
Mhm.
product
Mhm. Yeah.
and all its imperfections. Yeah.
Yeah, and keep showing up. That's what we're going for.
I guess
Okay.
that could be a sixth sort of mindset and strategy. Consistency, day in, day out.
Day in and day out, showing up, loving your business, helping other people transform with whatever you're doing in your business, changing people's lives for the better.
Mhm. Okay, so this is our very first episode, Biz
Yay.
Besties, and we're so grateful for those of you who have been listening and tuning in. If you're not yet subscribed, make sure that you go do that. We have a fun giveaway happening. So if you hear this within the first 48 hours that it's been released, you can go leave a little review and rating over on Apple Podcasts. Take a screenshot of that, share it on social media, tag us, and you will be entered into a giveaway for some very fun prizes. And if you know us, we love prizes, we love
We do.
giveaways, and we really appreciate the support. And even if you've left a review before for, say, the TGIM segments, you can still leave a review now that this is a whole new segment with Biz Besties. I'm super excited to have Kayla here every week and to have these conversations for us to be able to share what we share anyway, but for all of you to be able to hear it.
Yeah, we have a lot to say.
Oh, yeah, we have so much to say. So every Thursday, you can expect a Biz Bestie segment here on whatever platform that you listen to. It's also
Yeah.
available on YouTube. And we really look forward to bringing you along for the journey. And if you ever want us to cover something, if you're ever like, hey, could you two talk about this? Then just send us a message and we'll find a way to weave it in.
Send us a DM on Instagram. That's where we're hanging out.
That's where we're hanging out. Okay. Well, how about before we go, Kayla, what
Mhm.
is something that you're grateful for today for having your own business?
Today, I'm grateful that I got to hold my baby during lunchtime and have my lunch upstairs with my husband and my baby and hang out
Mm,
and then come down and talk to you.
okay, love
All
that.
things that I want to do with my time.
Mm, mhm.
What about
Excellent.
you?
I'm grateful to have my own business today because it is a Monday and it's kind of gloomy outside. And I know that if I had to go into a building with fluorescent lights and around other people's energies,
Mhm.
just I don't know. I don't think I could handle it today. It's a gloomy day, and I feel like I would rather just be in my own home office in my comfy clothes talking to you and drinking coffee
Yeah,
and being
having
able
our
to
coffees.
shut out the noise when I want to shut out the noise. Like maybe I'll go take a nap after this. Who knows?
Alright, okay. I support you. Okay,
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you
thanks
everybody
everyone.
for listening, for being here, and we'll be back again next week.